friend of ours used to own a nightclub in New York, and he said, oh, I was in a band in the 70s, and we were called Frankenstein 3000, and every time we tried to do a gig, something bad would happen. And 3 times we tried to play under the moniker Frankenstein 3000, the drummer broke his leg, this guy got like, you know, a hammer fell on his hand. It was just a jinx. So when I had to put something together real quick, they said, well, what's the name of the band? And I said, Frankenstein 3000, that's how it came about.
I'm from the future, but I've seen the past. I even lived through a nuclear blast. I spent some time in the forbidden zone, and now I'm gonna leave you all alone. So don't let them hear you talk. Don't let them hear you talk. Don't let them hear you talk. Caesar, my son.
This is like our 7th record that we've put out. As far as measuring success, I think we're successful. You know, it ain't about money, and you know, it's a different time period now. And successful is that we're out there playing. We get to play with some great bands, and we get to do what we do, and we get to make records every year. So yeah, we are successful.
Most of the stuff that comes along quick that we don't really have to try is usually the better stuff. You know, we've had a couple songs where we've been working on them and reworking them, and half the time we just take them apart and turn them into other songs.
Spew the double jab, believe in your own lie since 1975. Loaded like a shiz, worshipping a whiz and double cheese and fries.
We're not really branded by anything. I mean, you know, I've listened to everything from Parliament Funkadelic to, you know, Sly and the Family Stones to Miles Davis to the Stones to the Beatles to, you know, Zeppelin to punk rock to garage rock. You know, MC5 has been in my DNA since I was 4 years old. So, I mean, everything influences me. So I kind of live by that Miles Davis quote. All music is good music, no matter what kind of music it is, as long as it's good.
Crash course on the cutting board. Pull the lever to be adored or find another way. Find another way. Don't beat it, double down and beat it. Soon they'll fade away. All together, cast aside forever.
You know, being musicians, I think one of the biggest rewards that we've experienced over the last couple of years is that we've got to play on a lot of people's records. It's not just us making records, but, you know, we get asked by a lot of people that are well known in the industry.
That's the thing, we're always up for a challenge, we're always willing to work with anybody.
Except maybe Emerson, Lake and Palmer, right?
And I just feel like we're kind of like the go-to band on the East Coast if, you know, somebody's coming to New York and needs a band.
Yeah, it needs a band
We're
to
the
back them
ones,
up.
like
We'll learn your
the
whole
East
set
Coast
and
house.
boom, yeah.
And Annabelle Lewin from Bow Wow Wow was the biggest challenge, but I think we kicked ass.
We did.
We've done sessions with everybody from like Ad Rock to the Beastie Boys to like David Johansen to Frank Dominio from Angel, Dennis Dunaway from the Alice Cooper group, some of the Blue Oyster Cult guys. I mean, you know, we've been on all kinds of bills. I mean, and that's the one thing really cool about Frankenstein 3000. I mean, some people consider us a punk rock band or a hard rock band, but we've been on bills with everybody from, you know, members of the Sex Pistols, you know, Glenn Matlock, Steve Jones, to Manitoba, to even Cinderella. So, I mean, really, you know, we get audiences going. Radio is something that came secondary in life. I had no thoughts of ever being like a disc jockey, but I got into doing this really great radio show for 14 years. But music has always been in my blood, so the radio thing is something that's fortunate, and it's another extension of being in music, but being a musician is in my DNA. But fortunate to be working for Sirius and doing some great stuff up there, and doing my show Electric Ballroom now for 14 years, which is, it means a lot to me.
Leave a little something, please, to get you by. Oh, let me down easy, I'll make it hurt like hell.
Our first album was a covers album. You know, we had David Johansen, we had Cherie Curry, we had Handsome Dick Manitoba, Cheetah Chrome, Bob Durwood Andrews, and, you know, we covered their material, and they were cool enough and liked us enough that they were part of these sessions. So there was a lot of hype around our next record, you know, original material. And what happened was we spent a couple months working on it, and when Tommy joined the band, I knew that that was the final piece to this puzzle. You know, me and Clint and Eric have been together for a long time. We had a couple other great guitar players, but it didn't really feel right to when he joined the band. And
the final piece to the puzzle.
Yeah, every time we needed a new guitar player, you brought Tommy's name up.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason,
it just didn't happen.
So I wish we had gotten him the first time you mentioned his name.
Yes,
amen. We wouldn't have
bothered
wasted
with all so much time.
I wanted people to hear what we were, you know, what it was all about back then, and now this version is the correct version that should have came out at that point, and I think it's a slamming record. And so that's the reason why it's called Escape from Planet Omega. We went back to the planet one more time, we grabbed the right amount of shit, and now we've taken it, got on the ship, and we're not going back.
Gotta get away the same old song. You say there ain't no action 'cause you ain't the main attraction, and you're going away. 'Cause you're going downtown, going nowhere, going away. You're going away. 'Cause you're going downtown, going nowhere, going away.
If you lived in New Jersey, everybody gets to meet Bruce Springsteen sooner or later. He's like the mayor. So one of the producers of his E Street Radio goes, "You guys should do a Bruce cover." So we recorded Growing Up, and they've been playing it on E Street Radio on this show called Cover Me, which is bands, you know, paying tribute to the Boss. And apparently it was getting a lot of spins, and I guess some of the Boss crowd, you know, we kind of took Growing Up and we kind of, you know, added a little rock and roll to it and added a little punk rock attitude.
I was open to pain and crossed by the rain, and I walked on a crooked crutch. I strolled all alone through a fallout zone, came out with my soul untouched. I hid in the cloud and robbed of the crowd, but when they said sit down, I stood up. Ooh, growing up.
All right, now tell me about this latest F3K record, Allerton Avenue.
Allen Avenue is a street in the Bronx. I was born and raised in the Bronx. I had a great time there. And I think everybody kind of goes through this phase where your childhood comes back to you when you're older and you think a lot about some of the great times you had as a kid. And I had a great time growing up in the Bronx, and Allerton Avenue is a special street. So these songs are all kind of the kid fantasies that I used to have, you know, going to the movie theater, the Allerton Theater, and going to certain places there. So it was like a culmination of everything that I used to dig. So some of those songs really are about Bronx memories as a kid.
They're locking them up today. They're throwing away the key. I wonder who it'll be tomorrow, you or me. Children of the sewer, better beware.
We're happy that we get to make these records every year, and that's what makes us different than a lot of bands that are out there. We have that opportunity that we could make music, and it pleases us first, and that's really the most important thing. And if people want to join the party, that's even better.